There's this YouTube street racer who almost ended up in handcuffs in the middle of Times Square after a wild chase that left the whole area in chaos. The guy was behind the wheel of a blue Lamborghini Urus, and in the middle of the madness, he clipped a police officer and smashed into one of those bicycle taxis. Somehow, he managed to get away, and yes, it was all being streamed live on kick.com. It started out like a normal night, a few fans taking pictures, people hanging around the car, nothing unusual. But if you look closely at the footage, you can see cops already positioned across the street, waiting. Within less than a minute, squad cars swarmed in from multiple directions. It was clearly a planned setup to box him in before he could make a move. Then, chaos. The Lamborghini lurched forward, police surrounded it. Tourists scattered in every direction. This is Times Square. We're talking about one of the busiest places on the planet, so the scene was pure madness. During the scramble, a pedicab was hit and an officer's foot was run over. Luckily, his injuries weren't life-threatening, but that alone was enough to turn the situation into a serious assault charge. Here's where it gets even crazier. Some people watching live, and even a few inside the car, swore they heard gunshots, though that hasn't been confirmed. Whether or not that happened, one thing is clear. This wasn't random. The police knew where he was, and they moved fast. It's almost certain they were monitoring the live stream in real time. In fact, NYPD has a whole unit dedicated to tracking social media and catching criminals who broadcast their crimes online. The guy behind the wheel goes by the name License. He's been making videos for years, weaving through New York traffic at insane speeds, dodging cops, and posting the footage on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Kick. He always blurs license plates, hides his face, and distorts his voice to avoid being identified. Despite hundreds of thousands of people watching his content, he's managed to stay anonymous so far. But this trend, known as highway swimming, has already gotten other street racers busted. Last year, another driver named Squeeze Benz went viral for drifting through Times Square. He thought he was untouchable too, until the NYPD quietly built a case using his own videos as evidence and arrested him. Now, License seems to be headed down that exact same path, only this time it's even more serious because an officer was hurt. To make things worse, these aren't even his cars. Most of the time, they're expensive rentals. If prosecutors can prove he used fake info to rent them or damage them while driving illegally, that could lead to fraud or even grand theft charges on top of everything else. So, what kind of trouble is he really facing? Assaulting an officer, even though the cop's injury was minor, this happened during an active police operation. That alone can turn into a felony. Reckless endangerment, speeding through Times Square with crowds everywhere is practically the definition of this charge. Fleeing from police and doing it on a live stream in front of thousands of witnesses only makes it worse. Possible fraud or theft charges if the rental car situation turns out shady. And remember, this isn't just about one night. Every single clip, every live stream, every TikTok he posts is more evidence for the NYPD. They're no rush, they'll keep collecting everything until they have an airtight case. Right now, License is still free, but every time he streams, he's basically giving the police more ammunition. It's only a matter of time before they move in again, and next time, it won't be in the middle of Times Square. It'll be somewhere quiet, where there's no crowd and no escape. The truth is, he's treating this like a game, but it's a game he can't win. New York has more CCTV cameras than almost anywhere else in the country. The police already know his patterns. And just like Squeeze Benz, who ended up facing a mountain of charges, License is setting himself up for years behind bars, plus a stack of lawsuits from anyone hurt during his stunts. Social media made him famous, but it also gave law enforcement a step-by-step guide to catching him. Every flex, every post, every wild stunt is just helping the cops close in. And when they finally do, This whole reckless joyride could come to a very ugly end.